शुरू करो। ठीक है, गुड मॉर्निंग। Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. AMIT AHIRE. ठीक, so I'm a medical professional, but teaching is my passion. I'm a basically intensivist, but teaching is my passion, and I used to give UPSC examinations. Because of some reasons or something went bad from my side, I couldn't make this. I couldn't clear this exam, but still I'm in this profession. I just want to uh, give introduction. That's enough for you, right? So I'm going to take science and technology lectures for a time being, okay? But otherwise, if you see Unique Academy, right now I'm taking geography optionals along with along with that subject environment. Then sometime I take preliminary test series also along with that mains also, right? So along with my faculty, I have been asked to take science and technology, right? So we'll talk about science and technology, right? So science and technology, otherwise neglected topic, right? So if you see, most of the students, they think that science and technology is not that much importance if you come across with polity, history, and other type of subject. But if you see recent pattern or recent trend, अगर तुम देखोगे recent trend, so particularly after 2000, sorry, after 2030, so UPSC thought to change the syllabus in 2011, right? But UPSC started changing this pattern after 2013 because of massive digitalization in the government, right? So even government expects from these UPSC aspirants or whatever the IS officer or IPS officer UPSC is going to select, UPSC expect that these officers, they should know something about, or they are not expecting they would select technocrats, but at least you should have some knowledge of technology, some knowledge of what we can see current science trend. Why? Because nowadays UPSC started introducing, or if I say, the government started recruiting various, what we can say, IS and IPS officers, and not necessarily UPSC thought to select these IPS or IS officer or whatever service you might have heard about from engineering background or medical background. But definitely we're supposed to know something about technology, because right now this age, if you see, वो एक टेक्नोलॉजी का एज हो गया है, ठीक है? Now after 2013, if you see, UPSC started putting maximum questions from science and technology. Before 2013, or I would say before 2011, UPSC would put all those questions directly from basic NCRTs, right? So you would study physics, you would study chemistry, you would study these biology, and UPSC would put questions directly from basic NCRTs or state board related books. But after 2011 or 2013, UPSC started putting questions from current aspect also, or I would say UPSC started putting questions from technology also. And not only preliminary examination, you will find out, at least, or if I am not wrong, so at least you can see 150 to 200 marks in the mains examination. UPSC has asked questions for these 150 and 200 marks. UPSC has asked science and technology related question. And if you see, if you come across with the essay paper also, I'll let you know about this essay paper. In the essay paper also, UPSC asks at least one essay from science and technology. Okay, so we'll go one by one. First, I'll talk about there's a preliminary examination, then I'll talk about mains examination, then we'll see some notifications, how UPSC brings this notification and something like that. Right. So before I introduce before I take this introductory lecture, let me tell you one thing. Have you gone through this gazette notification? Have you heard about gazette notification? What is that gazette notification is all about? गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन के बारे में सुना है कभी? क्या है? So whenever UPSC thought to take exam, UPSC actually publishes one gazette notification. In that gazette notification, you will come across with the syllabus, all those services, what changes UPSC has made in this particular year, or what are the sir for which services UPSC which is going to take the exam, right? What are the physical standards UPSC would expect for this particular service? For example, if you are suffering from color blindness, if you are suffering from physical handicapness, then definitely you will not be eligible for uniform service. But otherwise, there are other services also, like IS, IPSA, in defense account service, right? Bonding service, yeah, augment services. All these services you will see there are some. You can find out some flexibilities in the physical standards, and you may have that chance, right? So you will find out all those information, all that information in the gadget notification. So before you start your journey, before you start your preparation for the UPSC examination, this is my personal advice. You supposed to go through गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन. किसी को पूछने की जरूरत नहीं ये कौन सा सब्जेक्ट लूँ वो कौन सा सब्जेक्ट, सीधा गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन पढ़ना है. गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन, आई विल टॉक अबाउट द गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन आल्सो. आई विल शो यू द गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन, राइट? लेट मी ब्रिंग दिस गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन. ठीक है, 1 मिनट. So this is the gadget notification, right? ये gadget notification होता है, ठीक है? How to apply, right? So this is what government publishes, this gadget notification. Have you seen this? ठीक है? So in that gadget notification, you will find out everything. ठीक है? ये सबसे पहले पढ़ना है. And remember one thing, uh, after every alternate year, UPSC actually brings some modification or some change in the examination. You will come to know through this gazette notification. So last date कौन सा होता है, something like this. This is a 2021 or 21st advertisement. So penalty for wrong answer, mobile phones allowed नहीं, ये सब लिखा है, right? So these are the services. ये तो मेरे colleague ने लिया है वहाँ से. My colleague might have taken all those informations also. Indian Administrative Service, Indian Foreign Service, and these three services are what all India services, right? ये सब तुमको information मिला होगा, right? So I'm just giving you the initial introduction, ठीक है? Something like this. डैनिप्स होता है, ठीक है? पौंडीचेरी एक सर्विस होता है, ठीक है, यूनियन टेरिटरी का, ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दिस. नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट, आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दिस फिजिकल स्टैंडर्ड्स आल्सो, राइट? ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दिस. लोकोमोटिव डिसेबिलिटी, राइट? समथिंग लाइक दिस. even acid victim, burn victim, leprosy, if a person just being cured from leprosy, right? Vision problem thoda bahut, ठीक है? So they can have the chances to get through in this examination, ठीक है? So in that, ठीक है, ये सो इंडियन फॉरेन सर्विस, ये सब पढ़ाई होगी, ठीक है? नाउ विल सी इंडियन डिफेंस अकाउंट सर्विस, इंडियन, दिस इज सिविल, इंडियन सिविल अकाउंट सर्विस, बहुत सारे सर्विस है. ग्रुप ए सर्विस होता है, ग्रुप बी सर्विस होता है, ठीक है? ये फिजिकल स्टैंडर्ड, एवरीथिंग इज देयर इन दिस gadget notification. In fact, in this gadget notification, you will find out all those optional subject also, right? So I'm going to talk about the optional subject also. Optional subject कैसे select करना है, ठीक है? Right now, many students they have this difficulty and they do not know how to find out the right option for them. So we'll talk about these things, ठीक है? 1 minute, मैं उस पे आ जाता हूँ, ठीक है? जो भी, राइट? सो ये सेंटर से, ठीक है? फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट बेसिस होता है सेंटर में, इसलिए लोग जल्दी फॉर्म भरते हैं। ठीक है, प्लान ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन, ये सब पता होगा तुमको, कितने अटेम्प्ट्स होते हैं, ये सब इसमें लिखा होता है, राइट। सो एवरीथिंग यू विल फाइंड दैट एवरीथिंग in this gadget notification, how many attempts you will have in this examination, if you are belong to SC community or OBC community or open community, right, something like this. This is what this UPSC gadget notification, just मैं scroll up कर रहा हूँ, okay, just will see this information, right, how to apply. And remember one thing, when you are appearing for the preliminary examination, you don't have to submit any document, right. So document you need to submit only in the mains examination, right. So suppose for example right now some people might have thought that people did not have their OBC certificate or preliminary certificate. For a time being, if you are appearing for preliminary examination, you don't require to upload any document. ठीक है, यूपीएससी का मान लो तुम्हारे पास क्रिमिलियर सर्टिफिकेट नहीं है, मान लो सपोज यू हैड or in your family somebody has OBC certificate or somebody has caste certificate, but you do not have that certificate, UPSC gives you enough time to get that certificate. But whenever you thought to appear in the preliminary examination or thought to appear for this particular examination, in the first instant you don't have to upload or do not need any document कब लगता है, इंटर मेंस के बाद लगता है, और इवन आफ्टर मेंस यूपीएससी गिव्स यू इनफ टाइम टू गेट दैट सर्टिफिकेट। सो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है, बाद में सर्टिफिकेट निकाल लेना, ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दिस। नाउ दिस इज व्हाट we'll talk about this syllabus and we'll talk about this एग्जामिनेशन ऑल्सो, ठीक है। ये सब मैं इसमें दिखा रहा हूँ, सिलेबस पे आते हैं, ठीक है। रजिस्ट्रेशन कैसे करना है किसी को पूछने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं, ठीक है, ठीक है, जो भी बाद में देखेंगे, ठीक है। सो in this examination there are three stages, everyone knows there are three stages, okay, prelim, mains and interview. And I'm going to talk about science and technology, what is the significance of science and technology for the preliminary examination, for the mains examination, and for that matter interview examination also. Remember, ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि प्री और मेंस में होगा, even for that matter interview examination, suppose you had your graduation from medical background or you had your graduation from engineering background, still UPSC may ask technology related questions in the interview also. Suppose for example you had your graduation from engineering background, definitely UPSC board member will not ask you the questions from engineering background, जिसमें तुम चैंपियन वो क्यों क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, right. So suppose for example you had your graduation from humanitarian background, suppose for example art है, commerce है, जो भी, definitely UPSC would expect that you would answer question on the basis of technology. Like for example, suppose for example a candidate comes before the interview board member and suppose the candidate had his graduation from humanitarian background, definitely UPSC would ask a question like this, कौन सा वैक्सीन लिया है, तो मैंने कोविड का कोविशील्ड लिया है, कोवैक्स लिया है, so what is the difference between killed vaccine and live vaccine, why you went for this live vaccine, what is mRNA vaccine, that kind of question UPSC asks. For example, suppose even in that case, suppose a engineer comes and suppose he says that he had his graduation from civil background or mechanical background, then still UPSC may ask you, what do you mean by ABS system, what do you mean by torque, right, something like that. But not necessarily every time UPSC would judge your knowledge, because your knowledge has already been judged in mains examination and preliminary examination. So in the personality test, UPSC only judges your personality, and even if you do not know any answer, you can just skip the question, I don't know sir, I don't remember, right. So UPSC just thought to, or UPSC just takes your interview to judge your personality. So but still UPSC may ask questions from science and technology within the interview. For that matter, we'll start with preliminary examination. In the preliminary examination, nowadays, if you go through previous year question paper or this 2023 or 2024 exam preliminary exam question paper, you'll come across at least 20 to 25 questions being asked from science and technology. And why I'm saying that, but because even if you go on some other pages, web pages, you will find out approximately 15 to 13 to 15 questions. But I would say there were something around 20 to 25 questions UPSC asked from science and technology topic. Now, in that preliminary examination, if you see, most of these questions were from geography, most of these questions were from science and technology. But let me tell you, in order to understand the geographical concept, you would need some information, some knowledge about basic science. Like for example, if I ask you anomalous nature of water, somebody would think that question was from geography, right? But technically, that question was from science, right? Suppose for example you are talking about any environmental topic, like for example climate change, like for example global warming. Now when UPSC asks what are the gases or what are the greenhouse gases which are responsible for global warming and climate change, then you would say yes, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, right? And sulfur hexafluoride or carbofluorocarbon or HCFC and all these things, right? अभी आजकल आ रहा है ना HFC free refrigerator आ रहे हैं, ठीक है? Have you heard about HFC free refrigerator? Why I'm talking about this? I'm not giving you my knowledge or my awareness, but if you thought to prepare for UPSC examination, there is one statement in the gadget notification. What statement made by UPSC in the gadget notification? You should be aware of science and technology related news, right? So you should be aware of your aware of these current news or aware of the science and technology related news. That means you are not supposed to study, you are not supposed to mug up the facts. You just have to be aware of these technological development. समझ में आ रहे? Suppose for example Indian government thought to roll in 5G services, then definitely you will read about the 5G services, you will read about what is the difference between 4G and 5G, right? So what advantage we may get after roll in these 5G services, right? Something like that. So you should be aware of your surrounding. So I'll talk about that. So we are talking about preliminary examination for right now. Okay. So in this preliminary examination, if you see what I told you, that UPSC literally asked 20 to 25 questions from science and technology. Now, along with environment, along with the geography, UPSC asked some basic science related questions so directly from the textbook. But nowadays, UPSC has found new interest, right? So UPSC would want to check your understanding in current aspect. Like for example, if you come across with this current news right now, most of this research is taking place in relativity. Have you heard about relativity? Most of this research also most of these research also taking place in gravity, because nowadays people started asking gravity hai kya. Gravity is a most difficult topic. Even that was a difficult for Einstein. When once Einstein had been asked by some fellows which was the most difficult topic to teach in the classroom, तो उसने क्या बोला? Gravity. And most difficult topic what he thought to understand in the physics, so he said gravity, because gravity is the most misunderstood topic. Right now most of these research they are taking on gravity. And right now scientists they also started discarding the theories put forward by Newton. But still Newton's laws are valid, but the theory, if you see the general theory of relativity or special theory of relativity or whatever it may be, so people started accepting the theory put forward by Einstein. So lots of development they are taking place in the science and technology, and UPSC's favorite topic is gravity, gravitational wave. Recently, Government of India also established neutrino observatory. So neutrino एक और एक favorite topic है UPSC का, right? LIGO's experiment, right? Something like this. So UPSC in every alternate year, UPSC asks some questions on gravity, and you will not find out these type of topics in the conventional physics book, right? So you will find out only in the current news, right? Something like for example in 2013, after 2000 after 2013, like for example in 2012 2024, I may expect UPSC may ask questions from gravity, this God's particle, because exactly 10 years before the present, this Large Hadron Collider, this experiment found God particle. तो उसको 10 साल हुआ है, सेंटिनरी ईयर है. तो डेफिनेटली यूपीएससी will think to ask this question from Large Hadron Collider, because in 2013 some person or Peter Higgs got Nobel Prize for finding, or for that breakthrough he found God's particle. So UPSC now started taking interest in these current developments in the science and technology, rather than UPSC ask questions directly from the textbook. So what I told you, that before 2013, that was very easy for us to answer the question. But after 2013, UPSC started putting questions from current development in the science and technology. So in the preliminary examination, these topics, they have become favorite topic of UPSC, and along with the physics. So even if you do not understand the Newton's laws of motion, or even if you are not interested in the actual physics, that is a good thing for you. But if you are a good in current, that would be very win-win situation for you. And mark my word, if you are not at all interested in the physics, or you were very poor in the physics during your school days, you can literally skip the physics. समझ में आ रहा है? But this is my personal advice, at least go through basic insight at least once for a while. ठीक है? So you can skip physics, you can skip chemistry, but you cannot skip biology, because biology is very near and dear to us. The most neglected thing in our daily life, we often neglect the most important thing. What is that thing? क्या हो सकता है? The most neglected thing in your daily life is your breathing, and this is the ultimate survival. This is what you required, but you never try to focus on your breathing. So that's why I just give you the exam. But biology is very near and dear to the examiners also. So why I'm putting focus on biology, we'll talk later on. But so in this preliminary examination, UPSC, in the gazette notification, UPSC just mentioned that UPSC would ask you questions from general science. पहले तो उसने लिखा है कि general science. So anybody, if he sees this statement, then anybody would guess general science means what? Physics, chemistry, and biology. Now, when you start preparing for UPSC examination, this is my personal advice. You at least go through basic NCERT till 10 standards. And these 10 standards, or NCERT, or whatever state board, if you had your schooling from state board, तो 10 स्टैंडर्ड तक वो स्टेट बोर्ड या एनसीईआरटी और जो भी केंद्रीय स्कूल के सीबीएसई वाले जो भी बुक्स है उसको पढ़ा तो भी चलता है. बट आफ्टर दैट you will read biology related books for 11th and 12th standard. You can skip physics and chemistry related books of 11th and 10th standard. But up to 10th standards, you will have to read physics, chemistry, and biology book. And mark my word, even if you do not understand any things from chemistry, physics, that is okay. If you are not good enough in physics and chemistry, that doesn't mean you would not get selected in this examination. ये ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Even if you are not good in science, that doesn't mean uh, you will not get through in this exam, right? So nahi aata, it's okay. But this is my uh, but let me tell you, biology is very important subject for you. Okay? So in the general science, you will focus on biology. You will put 75% of your study, as far as science technology is concerned, 75% study on biology and 25% study on physics and chemistry. Now, why I'm saying about these biology, chemistry, and physics? Because in the gadget notification, UPSC made a statement that UPSC made a statement that you should be aware of your surroundings. right? Now means UPSC is talking about awareness, but UPSC never mention one thing: whose awareness? Awareness of the students or awareness of the examiner? Because it is the examiner who sets the question paper, right? So means if UPSC says you should be aware of your surrounding, लेकिन तुम तो क्वेश्चन पेपर थोड़ी निकालते हो, क्वेश्चन पेपर कौन निकालता है? So person, suppose for example, a person who was in his 40s or 50s, he would definitely, or suppose that person is working in the UPSC, he was in his 50s or 60s or somewhere around retirement age, he would be that person who would set the question paper in the prelims and mains examination. Now, what could be the general awareness if that person was in his 50s or 60s? तुम्हारे घर में जाके देखो, पेरेंट्स को देखो, a person who enters in his 50s and 60s, definitely that person would be something like this, right? Right, this is the person. hmm? ठीक है, ये शर्ट के बटन ऐसे होंगे, ठीक है. So this is the person who would set up your question paper, right? And definitely, and when you talk about the general awareness, right? Whose general awareness you are going to talk? This person's general awareness. Now, this person's general awareness moves around diabetes, moves around heart disease, moves around constipation. कॉन्स्टिपेशन थोड़ा टेक्निकल है, बहुत सारे लोगों को समझ में नहीं आएगा, इनडाइजेशन समझ लो, ठीक है. ओके, सो डायबिटीज, मेलाइटिस, कार्ड प्रॉब्लम, समटाइम्स ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एंजियोप्लास्टी हुआ है, एंजियोग्राफी हुआ है, राइट? नाउ दैट, और ही ऑलवेज टॉक्स अबाउट कैलोरीज, मैं ये नहीं खाऊंगा, मैं वो खाऊंगा. Even suppose that person buys biscuit or any pack of any food, first that person would read इसमें कितना कैलोरी, उतना क्या. अभी राइट नाउ वी आर ऑल बिकम कैलोरी कॉन्शियस, लेकिन इसका कैलोरी कॉन्शियस क्या होगा? कुछ ज़्यादा ही होगा. नाउ इमेजिन द पर्सन whose general awareness moves around what? Health related topic. That's why definitely you will find out of these 20 to 25 questions, 10 questions, at least 10 questions from health and biology related topics. That's why I told you you would need, you would put your focus on biology related topics. Even one exam, MPSC exam, UPSC, MPSC literally asked 5 questions from this particular topic, health related topic. Or question कैसा था? What is a normal blood sugar level? Right? What do you mean by Purkinje fiber? What do you mean by angioplasty? Another in the same exam, right? One more question was there. What is your normal BP? And one more question was there. What do you mean by isabgul? Technical name of or biological name of isabgul. Isabgul पता है क्या? Jamal Gota, right? And who would ask you the technical or biological name of isabgul, right? So means a person would think about isabgul daily. Definitely, that person would think to put that question in the question paper. So that's why we need to think that when UPSC makes statement that you need to aware of your surroundings for science and technology or that particular topic, you should be aware of your surroundings. Then we need to focus on awareness of this person also, and that's why you need to focus on biology and health related topics. Okay, for the purpose of prelim exams. And if you see chemistry related question, UPSC hardly puts any question from chemistry. और वो भी पूछा तो क्या, elements के basic characters और ये सब पूछते, right? So this is what preliminary examination. We'll talk about the question papers also after we'll go through this mains examination syllabus. Right. So first, for a time being, I'm going to talk only about the syllabus, and then we'll talk about this mains related question paper. Now this is what you need to study for the preliminary examination. Remember one thing: why you should not neglect science and technology or general science, because there is other subject also. There are some other subject like geography, environment. In order to understand the basic topics or basic concepts in the environment or geography, you would need some basic information or basic knowledge of general science, right? Nowadays if you see other competitive exam, forget about UPSC, other competitive exam also, science and technology has become the main crux of this primary examination or preliminary examination, right? So you cannot neglect this particular topic. Now we'll talk about the mains examination. In the mains examination total score कितना होता है मेंस एग्जामिनेशन का 1750, ठीक है, राइट? 1750 में होता है फर्स्ट essay, then GS1, then GS2, then GS3, then optional, right? Something like this, optional, right? So total तुम्हारा 1750 होता है. In this 1750 total marks, and एक कंपलसरी पेपर भी होता है लैंग्वेज का, पेपर ए एंड पेपर बी. रिमेंबर वन थिंग, दिस इज रियली nasty kind of thing. If you are not good, if you are not good enough in your mother language, if you are not good enough in English, or if you're not good at, I'm not saying you should be very fluent in English, like English just and just a language, and but yes, you need to clear these compulsory papers, and once you clear these compulsory papers of language, English, Marathi, jo bhi hai, then UPSC go for these papers. This is a condition, right? So we'll talk about this later on. So I'm talking about this mains examination, right? So for example 1750, in this particular examination, out of 7050, you will find out science and technology related topic in GS3, and UPSC literally asks around 150 to 200 marks from science and technology nowadays. How will we find out? But first let me talk about the syllabus of this paper 3, and then we'll move towards question paper, राइट? तो पहले देखते हैं क्या है इसमें, ठीक है? ठीक है, सो सिलेबस देखते हैं, ये देखो, ठीक है? सो दिस इज पेपर है, ये दिखाया होगा ना, दिखाया, किसी ने दिखा है? नहीं दिखा. सो सी कैसा पेपर होता है, पेपर ए होता है. नाउ यू विल हैव टू फेस पेपर ए, पेपर वन, पेपर टू, you can choose any language, but English paper is compulsory, so 300 marks. Now in final tally, UPSC will not count the marks of these two papers in total marks, right? So total marks सिर्फ GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 ऐसे का होता है और ऑप्शनल का होता है, लेकिन पेपर ए और पेपर जो कंपलसरी होते हैं, क्वालिफाइंग होते हैं, उसके मार्क्स वो टोटल में नहीं होता है, ठीक है? नाउ देन जनरल स्टडीज फर्स्ट, you will have to face these topics, Indian heritage, culture, history, geography, जो भी है. Now in the geography, or for example, suppose for example UPSC asks question from the geography, I suppose for example Delhi's air pollution, right? And then what kind of question you may have to face in the mains examination? What are the problems being faced by Delhi? What are the reasons behind the pollution in the Delhi? But along with that, when UPSC asks, gives suitable solution, then you will have to find out the technological solution. And in that case, you would need some basic information about the technology. What do you mean by air filter, right? Zero tillage क्या होता है, ठीक है? Some basic information about all those pollutants like suspended particulate matter क्या होता है, particulate matter 2.5 क्या होता है, particulate matter 10 क्या होता है. So if you are suffering from this respiratory problem, UPSC may ask you various type of respiratory diseases also, and these diseases you will find out in the pollution related topic. For example, person who are there in quarrying business, or what we can say marble industry, this person would suffer from silicosis, and you will find out these terms in the environment. So whenever you talk about geography, or for example artificial rain भी पूछ लेगा, आर्टिफिशियल रेन के टेक्नोलॉजी क्या है, सिल्वर आयोडाइड के पार्टिकल्स यूज करके, समथिंग लाइक दिस, राइट? सो when UPSC asks any geography related topic, any climate related topic, any soil related topic, like for example soil related topic पूछ लिया, What are the problem being faced by Indian agriculture or Indian farmers? The most important problem is we are losing the soil fertility. We are losing our productivity because of salinity of soil or alkalinity of soil. And what is the treatment of saline soil? What is the treatment of alkaline soil? What is the treatment of acidic soil? When you see the saline soil, we add gypsum. So, in order to write down the solution, you will have to find out the technological things or technological solution, right? For this is the general studies one, then general studies two, governance, constitution, polity. So my colleagues will talk about this paper second. Now in paper फोर जनरली एक्चुअली यहाँ पे पेपर फोर लिखा है, लेकिन ये क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? ये मेरा आईपैड का आदत है मुझे एक्चुअली. अरे जूम जूम व्यू. इसके फीचर, हाँ ठीक है, ओके हो गया, ठीक है. तो ये यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? पेपर फोर पर जनरल स्टडी थ्री. एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर पेपर इज एक्चुअली टोटली टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड पेपर होता है ये पूरा. This GS3 or paper 4 is the whole paper. If you see all those technology, economic development, even in the economy, you will come across some technology. Biodiversity, you will find out some basic science and technology. Even for that matter, environment, security, disaster man. The whole topic is based on, the whole topic is, now this whole topic is, अरे यार ठीक है जो भी. Now, this whole topic is based on current news like technology, economic development, and all these things. Now, when you see these two out of these 250 marks, now what I told you, UPSC may ask you questions for almost around 100 to 150 marks. तो यहाँ पे आउट ऑफ 250 150 मार्क्स ऐसा नहीं कि टेक्नोलॉजी से आएंगे, बट मोर और लेस यू कैन सी समथिंग अराउंड, ठीक है, तो समथिंग अराउंड 5 to 10 क्वेश्चंस, या समटाइम्स सपोज मान लो कि ऑन एन एवरेज 5 क्वेश्चन पकड़ लो, ठीक है, या 5 to 10 क्वेश्चन, जनरली कभी कभी 15 भी होता है, ठीक है. तो समथिंग अराउंड सपोज 8 क्वेश्चन पूछे ऑन एन एवरेज 8 क्वेश्चन. समटाइम्स यूपीएससी आस्क क्वेश्चन फॉर 10 मार्क्स, समटाइम्स यूपीएससी आस्क क्वेश्चन फॉर 15 मार्क्स, ठीक है. तो मोर और लेस 100 to या 90 to 100 marks you can find out from this particular subject. Like I'll show you the question paper also. Now, when you talk about these 8 to 10 questions from science and technology, this is one thing I would like to tell you, that along with that you will find out some essay related topic from science and technology also. Now, out of 8 essay, before 2016, UPSC would put all those topics in the essay paper. Like, for example, UPSC used to ask essay on international relation, UPSC used to ask essay on environment, science, technology, political essay, social essay, cultural topic, something like that. But nowadays, UPSC directly put all essays from philosophical topic. कभी यूपीएससी का ऐसे का पेपर देखो, सब फिलोसॉफी, राइट. सो फिलोसॉफिकल एक कोट होता है और you just have to elaborate the code. You just have to write down the essay. We'll see about these things. But this is a one good thing about the essay paper. Out of this eight topic, out of the eight essays होते हैं, you will have to you will have to write only two essays. So each essay brings 125 marks. तो सेक्शन ए होता है, सेक्शन बी होता है, मैं दिखाने वाला हूँ सब. तो सेक्शन ए होता है, सेक्शन बी होता है. द गुड थिंग इज दैट irrespective of all those essay related topic, you will find out at least one essay from science and technology. And mark my word, whenever that science and technology essay comes in the essay paper, 99% students, they go for essay on science and technology. 99%, because any science related topic you will find that comfort. Otherwise, if I show you the essay paper, चलो तुमको essay paper दिखाता हूँ मैं कैसा होता है. If you find out the essay paper, दिख रहा है, दिख रहा है, नहीं दिख रहा है, ओके. और ब्रॉड करता हूँ, ठीक है. सो दिस इज योर essay पेपर. ठीक है, क्या लिखा है देखो. You need to write two essays. You're supposed to write two essays. Each essay carries 125 marks. How many word limit UPSC has set to write for each essay? Then you're supposed to write 1000 to 1200 words for each essay. इसका मतलब क्या है? You need to practice. You will confine all those 100 words in single page. ऐसे प्रैक्टिस करो, ऐसा नहीं कि एग्जाम में जाओ और हर वर्ड काउंट करो. अब मेरा हो गया 2000 और नाउ फिनिश. Right? You need to have some flexibility to practice in this way, that you would write on an average 100 words on single page. तो एक लाइन में 5 वर्ड आना चाहिए या 10 वर्ड आना चाहिए, समथिंग लाइक दिस. वो प्रैक्टिस से होता है. नाउ हाउ मेनी पेजेस you would write, so you will count the pages. Suppose for example you will have to write essay for 1000 to 1200 words, तो कितना पेजेस हो गया फिर? 5 पेजेस. ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दिस. So count the pages. Now the process, will write down the will read the essays. तो क्या पहला essay देखा देखो. The process of self discovery has now been technologically outsourced. ये 2021 का पेपर है शायद. So क्या लिखा है देखो. The process of self discovery has now been technologically outsourced. ठीक है. We'll read some different essay. Your perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा, ठीक है. So if I were to sit in the exam hall and if I were facing all those essays, I would definitely skip that essay and I would move to another essay. Definitely I will move. So philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera. फर्स्ट आई विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट द मीनिंग ऑफ काइमेरा. तो मैं हिंदी में दी भौतिकता माया. कभी कभी गूगल ट्रांसलेशन गलत होता है. पर्पल कलर का ट्रांसलेशन देखो, वॉयलेट कलर का ट्रांसलेशन देखो, डिफरेंट ही आता है, राइट. सो समथिंग लाइक दिस. So philosophy of wantlessness is a utopian, while materialism is a chimera. I would move to next essay. The real is rational and the rational is real. सो लेट मी टेल यू, एक एक बात बताता हूँ तुमको। ये थोड़ा अजीब अजीब रिपीटेशन ऑफ वर्ड नहीं दिख रहा है? मटेरियलिज्म, फिलोसॉफी ऑफ वांटलेस इज यूटोपियन व्हाइल मटेरियलिज्म इज कैमेरा, या द रियल इज रैशनल, रैशनल इज रियल। इसको बोलते हैं डिलूजनरी वर्ड्स। साइकोलॉजी में एक ट्रिक होता है, हाउ टू पुट अ कंफ्यूजन बिफोर यू। जैसे वी यूज टू से कच्चा पापड़ पक्का पापड़, कभी देखा है? So why these repetitive words create confusion in your mind? So UPSC uses the same trick. If you come across all those essay, you will, if you find out all those essay, हर essay में यही किया है इन लोगों ने, सेम वर्ड यूज करके कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करके, राइट? So definitely if I was there and if I read these essay, I would definitely move towards other essay. But the condition is you will have to write at least one essay from each section. तो मेरे पास ऑप्शन क्या बचा है? क्या ऑप्शन बचेगा? सबसे इजी वाला ऐसे तुमको कौन सा लग रहा है अभी? पहला वाला, प्रोसेस ऑफ सेल डिस्प्ले हैज नाउ बीन टेक्नोलॉजी आउटसोर्स। ये थोड़ा इजी लगता है, ठीक है। चलो मैं दूसरा सेक्शन देखता हूँ। नाउ, हैंड दैट रॉक्स द क्रैडल रूल्स द वर्ल्ड। मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा। व्हाट इज द रिसर्च बट अ ब्लाइंड डेट विथ नॉलेज? हिस्ट्री रिपीट्स इटसेल्फ। मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ सबको डिफिकल्ट जाता है, मैंने भी वही लिखा था, ठीक है। So what is research but blind date with knowledge? History repeats itself, but first as a tragedy, second as a farce. There are better practice to break practice. देखो वर्ड देखो उनके, यही पे था ना चलो। Right. So I just showed you this single paper, but if you see other paper also, अगर मेरे पास होगा तो मैं दिखाऊंगा। या ये इमेज का पेपर है, ठीक। मेंस का पेपर, एक मिनट। ठीक है। So what I wanted to tell you, that in this essay topic or in this essay paper, out of these 8 essays, you will find out at least one question from science and technology being asked by the UPSC, and this is very good thing. So each essay carries 125 marks. Suppose an essay from science and technology brings 125 marks, तो मेंस के 7 and 8 क्वेश्चन के कितने हो, मान लो 100 मार्क्स हो गए, और ये essay कितने का हो गया? 125 मार्क्स। तो ऑन एन एवरेज साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी से कितने क्वेश्चन, कितने मार्क्स आ रहे हैं? कितने मार्क्स आ रहे हैं फिर? ऑन एन एवरेज 2 to 250। सो यू कैन नॉट नेग्लेक्ट दिस particular subject, remember. And right now if I show you the mains related question paper, chalo we'll find out this mains related question paper. Now this is paper 3, GS paper 3। मेरे पास पूरा पेपर है तो देखता हूँ मैं, आप पूरा पेपर ही दिख रहे हैं ऐसी। these are the questions, मेंस रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन पेपर, पेपर 3 में ऐसा आता है, ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दिस। क्या है देखो, क्वेश्चन नंबर फर्स्ट, we'll skip question number first because that was a economy related question, ठीक है। we'll skip second question also, in distinguish between capital budget, revenue budget, something like this। then we'll skip third question also। now just focus on fourth question, how and what extent world micro irrigation help in solving India's water crisis, right? So here you need to bring some technological data, some data in order to support why India suffers the water crisis, right? But still, that was a question. I'm not saying that question was from science and technology. That question definitely comes from agriculture topic. Now see this question, क्या लिखा है? How is S-400 air defense system technologically superior to any other system presently available in the world? Now this particular question was there in the 2021 mains examination, and in 2020 India got the deal from Russia to deliver this S-400 air defense system. This is the what you can say. If you see S-400 hota or S-200 hota, just like for example, right now you might have heard about these Israel's air defense system, right? तो हमास वॉर में देखा था ना इजराइल एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम, उससे भी एडवांस एक सिस्टम है दैट वुड प्रोटेक्ट यू फ्रॉम इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल. हमास हमास के जो रॉकेट है, इवन इजराइल एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम ओनली प्रोटेक्ट फ्रॉम दिस थिएटर बेस्ड मिसाइल. बट इफ यू गो बियॉन्ड द थिएटर बेस्ड मिसाइल मीन जिसका रेंज 150 टू 250 किलोमीटर के आसपास होता है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ब्रह्मोस के आसपास. Now, when you talk about intercontinental ballistic missile, that means suppose the Americans or Russian or suppose for example North Korea fires missile on India, then we will have, so we supposed to have the protection to protect ourselves from this intercontinental ballistic missile. And India got this deal from Russia in 2020. That was the current news, and that's why UPSC thought to bring this question in this mains examination, subsequent mains examination. What I told you, if you are good enough in current, it would be very easy for you to get maximum marks in paper 3. जिसका करंट पक्का उसका सिलेक्शन पक्का, मार्क माय वर्ड, ये गोल्डन वर्ड लिख लो. जिसका करंट पक्का, करंट मीन्स करंट न्यूज, जिसका करंट पक्का उसका उसका सिलेक्शन अच्छा, राइट. सो हाउ S100, हाउ लिखा है, हाउ S100 400 system defense system technically superior to any other system, that doesn't mean you would bring all those technological details. You you would you would just put a, you would just substantiate your answer by some advantage, like for example S100 would protect you from intercontinental ballistic missile, something like that. You don't have to bring all those technological details, उसमें कौन सा मोटर यूज होता है या कौन से फ्यूल यूज होता है. बस वी नीड टू शो दैट यस दीज air defense system protects you from intercontinental ballistic missile, and you just have to uh, got substantiate answer with some basic facts. So that question was there for 10 marks, right? So यहाँ पे लिखा है फिर explain the purpose of green grid initiative. Now this question was from environment topic. Green grid initiatives launched at World Leaders Summit of Conference of Party 26 UN Climate Conference. See, this particular conference was attended by our Prime Minister, and he was talking about green grid initiatives. Green grid initiatives is a part of International Solar Alliance, और Solar Alliance का project एक part है, ठीक है. Now, when our Prime Minister attends any important conference, any international platform, and whenever he makes any statements, you need to take care of these statements. You need to take cognizance of this statement. Definitely you will see the question would be asked by UPSC in the mains examination if you come across with these statements, right? So when you talk about green grid initiatives world leader, explain पूछा है, ठीक है, Glasgow. So that question was from environment, but sometimes you would need some basic knowledge about the solar arrays. Sometimes you would need some knowledge about the technology and some solutions in order to substantiate your answer. So when was the idea of first floated in the international solar array? So that was a factual based question, right? So यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है देखो, describe the key points of revised global air quality guidelines recently released by World Health Organization. How are these different from the last update in 2005? What changes in India National Clean Air Program are required to achieve these revised standards? So पुणे का एक शिवाजी नगर में इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट का एक ऑफिस है, वहाँ पे सब एक स्क्रीन है, daily parameter, that particular department puts daily parameter. Today suppose for example, what is the concentration of nitrous oxide, what is the concentration of particulate matter, what is the concentration of particulate matter 10, 10 particle कितना है, haziness कितना है, something like this. But you will now find out mentioning of carbon dioxide. समझ में आ रहा है? तो सेम क्वेश्चन, सपोज यू आर अवेयर ऑफ दिस स्क्रीन्स, यू आर, सपोज यू माइट हैव सीन दिस स्क्रीन, तो ये तुम्हारा क्या हो गया, जनरल अवेयरनेस. एंड मार्क माय वर्ड, इन 2017 or 18 UPSC asked one question where it had mentioned that all of the following gases or all of the following parameters being displayed on that screen except कौन से गैसेस होते हैं, उसमें ऑप्शन था कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड एंड समथिंग लाइक दिस. No one would mention carbon dioxide. It's a greenhouse gas, right? But as per as the government guideline, greenhouse gas, the carbon dioxide was a greenhouse gas. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, but carbon dioxide is not as such considered as pollutant. समझ में आ रहा है? तो ये थोड़ा माइनर डिटेल्स तुम पढ़ना. तो नाउ key points of global air quality index. Now definitely you would think that that question from environment topic, but World Health Organization. So this topic now goes to the sphere of health and science and technology. Okay. Now you will see these particular question. What are the research and development achievements in applied biotechnology? How will this achievement helps to uplift the poorer section of the society? कितने मार्क्स के लिए आया है? 15 मार्क्स के लिए आया है क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. नाउ सी क्या लिखा है, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी. क्यों पूछा है वो भी देखते हैं. व्हाट आर द रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंटल अचीवमेंट इन द अप्लाइड बायोटेक्नोलॉजी. ऐसा कोई सब्जेक्ट नहीं होता है अप्लाइड बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, ये जस्ट तुमको मिसगाइड करने के लिए रखा है. अप्लाइड बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी application of biology is biotechnology. When you use the technology to when you use the basic biology and when you use the technology to modify the organism, that is nothing but what biotechnology. But recent research and development achievement, so then there are various biotechnological breakthroughs you may come across when you talk about the biotechnology. For example, recombinant DNA technology, right? For example, right now you might have heard about the CRISPR technology. So scientists, they have found the technology to alter the genetic makeup of human beings also. Scientists, they have found the technology to bring the genes from other species. After 5 to 10 years, you will hear scientists, they bring the gene from pig, cow, something like this. And this has happened because of CRISPR technology. So UPSC thought to ask this question because that was CRISPR, or some news about CRISPR was there in the newspaper, and that's why UPSC thought to ask. UPSC asked this question because UPSC would, if UPSC would expect that you would know about the CRISPR and other biotechnology related things. How will this achievement help to uplift the poor section of society? Remember one thing, UPSC is not at all interested in the technological details. Remember, be it space technology, be it nuclear technology, be it biotechnology. One thing is clear, UPSC will ask you the advantage, disadvantage, and applications of the technology. So whenever you come across with any technological news or any technological current news in the newspaper, you don't have to uh, you don't have to read all those technological details, but definitely you will find out the applications, you will find out the advantage, you will find out the disadvantage. And remember, suppose for example, let me tell you the example. So there are various what you can say, there are various magazines or newspapers you might have seen. And suppose for example, take the example of Indian Express newspaper or Hindu newspaper. Suppose you saw a news, एक न्यूज़ देखा तुमने, हिंदू के न्यूज़पेपर में थर्सडे फ्राइडे या संडे में कभी कभी टेक्नोलॉजी के न्यूज़ आते. नाउ एवरी अल्टरनेट वीक यू विल फाइंड आउट वन न्यूज़ इन द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर. इन वेस्टर्न घाट दे फाउंड सम फ्रॉग, इन वेस्टर्न घाट दे फाउंड सम फ्रॉग. तो हमेशा ये न्यूज़ आता है. जैसे मराठी न्यूज़पेपर में आता है इंडिया टेस्ट फाइज पृथ्वी मिसाइल, वो तो हमेशा चलते रहते. बट इफ दीज न्यूज़पेपर person, they do not find art uh, any article, or they do not find any article to fit in that way, they directly put this particular news, India test fire पृथ्वी मिसाइल, या हिंदू क्या करेगा, they found some frog in the वेस्टर्न घाट. वेस्टर्न घाट इतना बायोडाइवर्सिटी कि तुम हर वीक में एक फ्रॉग मिलेगा. तो वो न्यूज़ इंपॉर्टेंट है क्या? नहीं. बट सपोज Hindu newspaper article Hindu newspaper brings article on LASIK surgery, bariatric surgery, and suppose सोडियम आयन बैटरी, जैसे आजकल लिथियम आयन बैटरी होता है ना, अभी न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी है सोडियम आयन बैटरी. क्यों? बिकॉज लिथियम आयन बैटरी टेक्स ऑलमोस्ट अराउंड half an hour or 1 hour to 2 hour to charge, so that that vehicle would run for 400 kilometers. 400 kilometers के लिए मिनिमम चार्जिंग कितना रिक्वायर्ड है? 60 to 70 minutes. It's a time consuming business. So scientists, they were trying to find out the alternative solution. So lithium ion battery है, so they thought about sodium ion battery, but sodium is very dangerous element. We keep sodium in kerosene. This is basic science, right? So means if you come across these kind of news, this kind of breakthrough in the newspaper, definitely you will read for your mains examination or for examination. Then how to find out whether that news was important for examination or not? ऐसे बहुत सारे न्यूज आते हैं. How would you find out that this particular news is relevant for your UPSC examination or mains, or for that purpose preliminary examination? Just ask the question: is this news relevant to the social cause? Does or will that news impact the society at large? How many people will get influenced because of this particular technology? Now take the example of bariatric surgery. Bariatric surgery आजकल आए लोग exercise नहीं, without doing any physical exercise you can put down your weight, right? So nowadays surgeries are available, and who would who would do the physical exercise? No one would do the physical exercise to put down his or her weight if the surgeries are available, right? So definitely these particular surgery, this particular technology will bring a will bring an influence on society. It may impact society at large. And if you saw that news and you thought that that particular technology would have a huge influence on society at large, then definitely you will read these particular news for your examination, right? So I just give you the example. So it just help you to clear out your confusion, right? So this is what. But how will this achievement help you to uplift the poor section of the society? ठीक है, something like this. The Nobel Prize in Physics of 2014 was jointly awarded जो भी uh, I am not interested in the name. Blue LEDs के बारे में. How has this invention impacted the everyday life of human beings? Remember, impact पूछा है. If that technology has influence on society as large, does it impact you? That is the question you ask. And yes, if it has impact on society at large, definitely you will read that news. And this is how UPSC brings the question from science and technology. Like for example, recently uh, we found the sources of water on the surface of moon. We have launched Chandrayaan 2. We have launched Chandrayaan 3. Suppose, for example, future we will launch Mars mission. We will launch some mission on some other planet. Now, UPC may ask you, is it worth to spend so much amount of money just to find out the water on the surface of moon? अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया मेंस में तो is it really worth to spend so much amount of money just to find out the water on the surface of moon? Is this so simple, right? India spends 1,000 crores to say to develop this Chandrayaan 2. India spends 1,000 crore or more than 4,000, 5,000 crore to develop GSLE Mark 3. उसको बाहुबली बोलते हैं. पता है GSLE 3 को बाहुबली बोलते हैं. अब तो सिर्फ नाम चेंज हुआ है, ठीक है. But when you see these technological breakthrough, definitely you need to ask the question: is it really worth? What would be the social impact because of this technology? What would be the social impact because of this moon mission? What would be the social impact because of Mars orbiter mission or MOM mission? एक तो क्या है, टेक्नोलॉजी डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन एक्सपेरिमेंट होता है, उससे फ्यूचर टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप होता है, इससे सॉफ्ट पावर डेवलपमेंट होता है, इससे इंडिया का टेक्नोलॉजिकल हेगेमनी डेवलप. So there are n number of reasons why government or why ISRO thinks to or thought to send all those mission on moon or Mars, right? So you will have to justify. Definitely whenever technology comes before you need to ask the question. और सपोज मान लो ऐसा कोई तो भी कैंसर का दवा आया, कैंसर का ट्रीटमेंट आया, जो कि दैट इज नॉट रियली a poor can access, or suppose that is not accessible to the common public, then you will not read that particular technology. And suppose scientists they have found the ultimate breakthrough, suppose for example gene therapy या कोई एंटीबॉडी है या कोई ड्रग है to get rid of the cancer, to treat the cancer, definitely you will read that. ठीक है, something like this. क्या ये क्वेश्चन दैट वो क्वेश्चन वाज फॉर 15 मार्क्स, तो इसका द आउटकम ऑफ 26 सेशन ऑफ कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ पार्टी, ये एनवायरमेंट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है। देन इसके बाद इफेक्ट लैंडस्लाइड जो भी है, ठीक है। एनालिसिस मल्टी डायमेंशनल challenges posed by external state non-state actors in the internal security. Suppose the question was from internal security topic, but in internal security topic you may also think about the technology, because most of these technological breakthroughs we use to secure our internal security. So here also you would require the knowledge of technology, you would require the knowledge of science and technology. Like for example, what do you mean by cyber dome? What are the measures being taken by government of India to ensure the cyber security, right? When you thought about this internal security, when you thought about cyber security, definitely you would read something about what do you mean by cyber threat, right? साइबर टेररिज्म क्या है, अर्बन लीजेंड क्या है, नाइजेरियन 419 क्या है, जंक मेल क्या है, राइट? फिर फिशिंग क्या है, फिशिंग पता ना, PHI, नॉट FISH, फिशिंग PHI, ठीक है। PHI फिशिंग, PHI SHING, फिशिंग मीन्स to if somebody tries to steal money from your bank account fraudulently, that is nothing but what, phishing. So definitely if that question was from internal security, even in that case you would read technological breakthroughs to understand these पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, ठीक है। यहाँ पे देखो क्या है, एनालाइज द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी एंड इंटेंसिटी ऑफ टेररिज्म, इट कॉजेस लिंकेज जो भी है, obnoxious nexus also suggests measures required to be taken to eradicate the menace of terrorism. Here also you will require technological solution. So more or less if I show you, and this is the paper 3, but that doesn't mean you would not see any science technology related question in the paper 1 and 2. Sometimes UPSC may ask questions from science and technology even in paper 1 and in paper 2. So though the syllabus, if you see the syllabus, if you go through the syllabus, UPSC has mentioned that UPSC would ask history or geography related topic in the paper 1 and polity or social related issue in paper 3. दिस इज नॉट सैक्रोसैंड, ये कोई अल्टीमेट लॉ नहीं है। समटाइम्स यू विल बी सरप्राइज, यूपीएससी आस्क technology related question even in paper 1 and in the paper 3. In 2016, 17, 18, UPSC asked 2 to 3 questions in paper 3 from science and technology. UPSC asked 1 and 2 questions or more than 2 questions from science and technology in the paper second also. So in paper second, there was a question, what do you mean by nanotechnology? Even in 2016, one question was there. What are the achievements of bring a silent feature? What are the achievements of ISRO, and what is the impact of these achievements or three breakthrough of ISRO on Indian society? That was a question in 2016, and UPC asked this question in paper 1. समझ में आ रहा है? So overall, if you count these science and technology related questions from paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3, so more or less you can see 8 to 10 questions being asked by the UPSC from science and technology. And if you add essay topic along with these questions, so more or less I would say 200 to 250 marks you can fetch from science and technology alone. And why I'm putting focus on science and technology, because this is the only thing you can have, you can use as an advantage thing, right? For example, most of the students they are not interested in technology, most of the students they are not interested in a technological breakthrough. So they may be good in polity, they may be good in history, they may be good in geography, but they are actually they are not interested in technology. But suppose you are not interested in technology, but you thought to have that awareness about science and technology, about the breakthroughs, and you just read for the purpose of examination. You don't have to mug up the facts, you don't have to mug up the technological details, but you just aware yourself about these technological facts or about these technological breakthroughs. That would be enough. You don't have to read any fresh magazine or any current any technology related magazine, right? So you just have to be aware of your surrounding, kya chal raha hai, and you can find out these technology related news with the help of WhatsApp, with the help of internet. Okay. Now that means you don't have to or it doesn't need any special kind of preparation to study the science and technology related news. Right? It would help you to fetch maximum marks even from the essay paper also. This is mains related question, right? Now we'll talk about the mains related syllabus and what UPSC talks about science and technology syllabus. Okay, we'll find out the syllabus. Okay, देखो ये syllabus क्या syllabus में लिखा है देखो syllabus देखते हैं ये हो गया पेपर 3 का सिलेबस ठीक है so this is a paper 4 and GS3 so this is a syllabus of this general studies 3 and in that syllabus we are going to talk about the science and technology related syllabus now what this syllabus talks about so science and technology developments दिख रहा है सबको science and technology developments and their application सीधा सीधा दे दिया है it is not expected that you would you would know the technological details of that particular breakthrough you just have to focus on what application इस पे फोकस करना है application ठीक है and effects in everyday life so what is the effect of this particular technology in your daily life ठीक है daily achievements of Indians in science and technology remember one thing you need to focus on achievements of science and technology achievements of Indians in science and technology now remember one thing CV Raman got Nobel Prize in 1928 के आसपास right so that means India did not have that independence before 1947 right so when UPC makes this statement that there is achievements of Indians in science and technology so Indians means after 1947 ki before 1947 because before 1947 there was no what we can say वो British India India नहीं था British India right so remember one thing India is not a political term only India is a cultural term also. Okay. So when UPSC makes a statement something like this, that aware these what you can say achievements of Indians in science and technology, then we need to read all those scientists started from Maharishi Kanath, started from Aryabhatta, started from Sushrut Samhita, Charak Samhita. Charak means Charak Samhita. It's a book on pharmacy in Ayurveda. Sushrut Samhita means it's a book of surgery in Ayurveda. Started from those scientists till CNR Rao, Vijay Bhatkar, APJ Abdul Kalam, right? So just you need to aware of the breakthrough of these persons. Okay. So awareness of achievements of Indians in science and technology. Now indigenization of technology. Remember one thing. Indigenization doesn't mean something has developed in your country. If something has you found something or you develop that particular technology from scratch itself, you develop that particular for that matter suppose fighter plane या कोई भी engineer or कोई भी एक technology, right? Suppose you develop that particular technology or particular you got that breakthrough or you develop that engine, you develop that technology from scratch in your own country, right? Or from the efforts of your own scientists, then that would be called as state of art technology. But when UPSC talks about indigenization of technology means you can modify the imported technology according to your need. That would be considered as indigenization. Indigenization doesn't means you develop this particular technology in your country. Indigenization means you modify the any technology that would suit to your requirement. For example, recently you might have heard about the Rafale aircrafts. Rafale aircrafts we got from France, right? So, but Rafale aircraft, along with the Rafale aircraft, we could have thought that we could get these missiles also, but missile company is different and fighter planes are different. So we got only fighter planes. There was no deal that France would supply us missile being fired from these planes. So we need to have a different deal. एक दूसरा regime होता, missile technology control regime होता. India is a part of this regime, and through this regime we can get these missiles also. But that was not the deal. France delivered us only Rafale aircrafts, and these Rafale aircraft they have an exceptional performance. They have an exceptional performance in European climate. But suppose you thought to fly these aircraft in Ladakh or in the middle of the desert in Jaisalmer or in Rajasthan, then you will find out a lower performance of these Rafale aircraft. So we need to bring certain modification. So we are not only flying these aircraft to show that okay we got the deal from France. That that is not the aim. We need to use these fighter planes to fire our missile. So which is air to air missile? Akash is the air to air missile. So we will bring certain modification in the Rafale aircraft so that we can fire these homemade, domestically made BrahMos or Akash missile from these aircraft. So we need to bring certain modification in the fighter planes we got from France. Then in that case, we would say this is nothing but what? Indigenization. समझ में आ रहा है? इंडिजनाइजेशन मीन्स यू आर नॉट डेवलपिंग द टेक्नोलॉजी. और ये भी हो सकता है यू आर डेवलपिंग द टेक्नोलॉजी बट 100% component is not domestically made. Like for example, BrahMos missile. BrahMos missile is a perfect example of an indigenous technology. Indigenous means joint venture. BrahMos missile is jointly developed by Russian and Indian scientists. BrahMos, मॉस्को रिवर और ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर के कॉम्बिनेशन से ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल बनाए. So when we developed the BrahMos missile, so along with the Russia, India also took part in that particular project, and we developed the BrahMos missile. So BrahMos missile is not state of an art missile. BrahMos missile is A is an indigenous missile. तो समझ में आ रहा है? Indigenous missile means whenever you come across with this technology, like for example, India got this S-400 missile, India developed so and so technology along with this, with the joint effort, then you will definitely read those technology. So indigenization technology, you need to see the difference between indigenization of technology and state of art technology. And the last one is and developing a new technology, right? So definitely new technology. But along with that, what it has mentioned, awareness in the field of IT, space, computer, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and issue related to intellectual property, right? Remember one thing. So when UPSC thought to change the syllabus in 2011, UPSC uh, made mentioning all those terms in the gazette notification or in the syllabus. So UPSC thought about IT, UPSC thought about space, robotics, nanotechnology, and biotechnology. But remember, after 10 to 12 years, lot of things they have changed in these particular topics. Like for example, when 2010 or 11 was there, when UPSC thought about robotics, at that time, no one had thought about artificial intelligence. Now, where would you put artificial intelligence? Right? So that's why we need to modify the syllabus. And when UPSC asks, suppose UPSC asks a question from artificial intelligence, then you would say, so this is out of syllabus, sir. Ask only robotics because you have not mentioned about artificial intelligence in the syllabus. ऐसा होता है क्या? यूपीएससी ने सिलेबस ही ऐसा डिजाइन किया है कि यू विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट उसमें क्या नहीं है. So everything falls under the sun is a GS. That is the ultimate one-line definition of syllabus. You will never see anything which has not been mentioned in the syllabus. World history भी, world geography भी आएगा, science भी आएगा, environment भी आएगा, right? So when you see these all those topics, we need to modify the syllabus. Here also you have not found any mentioning of health. यहाँ पे health पूछा है क्या? नहीं, वो मैंने लिखा. Nuclear topic पूछा है क्या? नहीं. क्यों? And suppose UPSC asks, what is the nuclear policy of India, or why we need nuclear energy, despite the fact that most of these countries they are moving away from nuclear energy. Suppose that was a question in the mains. Recently, as a question आएगा, recently it has seen that most of the European countries or developed countries they have moved away from nuclear technology. But why India is running after nuclear technology? Why India is running after nuclear technology? Right? So even if UPSC did not mention the nuclear technology related term in the syllabus and UPSC asks, so you would not ask UPSC why you have kept this particular question in the question paper. समझ में आ रहा है? So we need to modify the syllabus. So just write down the modified syllabus, and this is the tentative schedule or tentative lecture list we would take in subsequent lectures. Okay, so this is, for example, you can see this modified syllabus. So this is what syllabus, and this is nothing but the lecture schedule as of समझ सकते, right? So suppose for example UPSC talked about IT, but instead of IT I would bring information and communication technology term, because in 2011 syllabus, UPSC only thought about IT, information technology. But right now we need to count on communication technology also, because suppose UPSC asks you about the 4G and 5G. UPSC asked about what is the difference between 4G and 5G. What do you mean by CDMA? Or ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा, what are the problem being faced by telecom operators in India? So that question was from communication, and UPSC has not mentioned about anything about communication in the syllabus. So instead of writing IT, I would write information and communication technology. Not only that, I will write computer. So suppose for example UPSC asks question about quantum computers, then तुम बोलोगे syllabus में नहीं sir. So quantum computer, what is the difference between quantum computer, quantum supercomputer? What do you mean by quantum supremacy? What do you mean by entangle? entanglement क्या है, superimposition क्या है, something like this. All these terms they are related to quantum computer. So we'll see all those computer also. Then cyber security. Cyber security is not only the part of internal security, but it's a part of science and technology also. In that particular lecture, I'll let you know everything about cyber security, how you will not get fooled by any other person. When you talk about cyber security, we'll talk about that when I'll take the lecture. So information and communication technology, computer, cyber security, in fact I would say cyber policy also, right? So what measures that has been taken by government of India to ensure your cyber security? Computer emergency response team, एनटीआरओ क्या है, नेशनल टेक्निकल रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जैसे ईडी सीबीआई होता है ना, वैसे एनटीआर होता है, ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दिस. So this is what IT. Second one is UPSC has not mentioned about health, right? Suppose for example UPSC asks about dengue. Dengue is a gifted kind of disease to Indians, right? भगवान ने इसे दे दिया, तथास्तु. Every alternate year you will find out dengue related question, dengue related patient, malaria related patient, parasitic infestation, right? And suppose UPSC asks about HIV or dengue or malaria or coronavirus, and you would say, sir, you have not mentioned in the syllabus, and how come you ask this question in the mains examination? That is not the case. So, in fact, maximum question, if you see in the mains examination from science and technology, maximum questions you would see from this health related question topic. So, I would say health. In health, we will talk about, sorry, health, and in that health we will talk about nutrition related topic, because every alternate year you will see a question from this nutrition topic being asked in the preliminary examination. Like for example, scurvy is because of deficiency of which vitamin? Vitamin B12 deficiency leads to what? Pellagra deficiency leads to what? And I'm not talking about any medical knowledge. All these things they have been given your textbook. समझ में आ रहा है? ये सब बायोलॉजी के टेक्स्ट बुक वाला, मैं कोई मेडिकल नॉलेज नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? सो हेल्थ में हम देखेंगे न्यूट्रिशन एंड ऑल दीज कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज एंड नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज. एंड यू, इफ यू सी, India is going to become the diabetic capital of the world. So definitely we will read about the diabetes also. What are the non-communicable disease, or what are the lifestyle related disease, and we will read or we will study all those important diseases like HIV क्या है, COVID क्या है, COVID का vaccination क्या है, right? और फिर different type of parasitic infection, bacterial infection, TB policy क्या है, polio क्या है, what made these WHO to think that, or what, why this WHO thought to give status to the India as polio free country, what are the criteria so that you being designated as polio free country. We'll talk about these things, right? So health, nutrition and diseases will talk, and some, okay, I'll focus on some genetic related diseases. So yes, right now many scientists or many what we can say research, they have been taking place in genetics, so we'll talk about genetics also. So you don't have to worry about this topic. I'll take care of everything, right? So we will do every topic in the lecture itself. You don't have to read anything. Leave this science technology to me. My notes are enough. Nothing comes beyond my notes. 100 पेजेस नोट है, उसमें से ही आता है. समझ में आ रहा है? So leave science technology to me. Spare your time. Focus on some other subject. Doesn't mean science technology is not important. I have that confidence. That's why. ठीक है? Okay. So health. Third point is space. Now in space topic, if you see, we'll talk about all those technological breakthroughs of ISRO, evolution of ISRO, and if you see, ISRO is the, what you can say, ISRO has now become the poster boy of India, Indian technological achievements, and ISRO is the only entity, if you see, that literally it is a topmost space agency in the world. Okay, if you count on NASA and other space agency, you can count on also, you can count on ISRO also, right? So we'll talk about ISRO, its breakthrough, its achievement. Along with that, we'll find out some major achievements of NASA also. Not only you will focus on ISRO's achievement, we'll focus on NASA's achievement also, right? For example, Voyager क्या है, Mariner क्या है, फिर International Station. Day before yesterday there was a news in the Hindu newspaper that US is going to dismantle, or along all those 7 to 8 countries, they were the part of this International Space Station, and US is going to dismantle, and US will spend something around $1 billion just to dismantle this International Space Station. And what is the alternate solution of International Space Station? Now, after dismantling this International Space Station, Chinese space station is already there in the space. So after this International Space Station, we will see only one space station in the space, which is being developed by China. So this is, you can say, this is a technological hegemony of China. So in space, we'll talk about all those current news also, and various policies also. Fourth, okay, fifth, fourth, okay. Then we'll talk about nuclear science and technology. Nuclear science and technology. ठीक है, this is my favorite topic, and this is UPSC's favorite topic also. अपना लेक्चर ऐसे ही होने वाला है, learn with fun. You don't have to depend on other notes. ठीक है, suppose for example, if I am taking this lecture and suppose our lecture will be over, suppose in future, suppose lecture will be over, you will definitely become nuclear scientist. नहीं, जस्ट मजाक कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, बट वी विल हैव इनफ नॉलेज सो दैट any scientist, even if scientist he thought to ask the question, then we can answer something like this. So nuclear science and technology, though UPSC has not mentioned about nuclear and science and technology, but we will read all those science and technology. Why India is running after all those pressurized heavy water reactor? What is the difference between light water reactor and pressurized heavy water reactor? Okay, something like this. What is a nuclear policy of India? What do you mean by civil nuclear agreement? Indo-US civil nuclear agreement. What are the countries we have made a deal with this? We have made deal with this country about nuclear reactor. We'll talk all those policies also, and this particular topic is related to IR also, right? So most significant milestone or breakthrough in the Indo-US relationship is this: when we got nuclear reactors from US, and when we had these Indo-US civil nuclear in 2009, that was the most single milestone in the Indo-US relationship. And suppose for example, question was there in the mains examination, suppose UPSC thought to put question on Indo-US civil relation, Indo-US international relation or bilateral relation, and suppose you did not bring, or you did not mention about nuclear policy, or you did not mention about this Indo-US civil nuclear thing, then you would not fetch good marks. That is the ultimate milestone, right? So we'll talk about these things also, policies also. Fifth one, fifth one is robotics. See, when UPSC thought to change the syllabus, UPSC only thought about robotics, but nowadays robotics has various dimensions. Robotics is very dynamic field. Now we are going to talk about artificial intelligence in the robotics also. Now we are going to talk about machine learning also, deep learning also, robotic process automation also, RPO. ठीक है, chat boards, ठीक है. You might have heard about chat GPT. अल्टिम को नहीं पता, अल्टिम, राइट? वो इधर रहता है, नहीं रे, इसी बोल रहा हूँ. अल्टिम, हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट अल्टिम? हु इज अल्टिम? चैट जीपीटी का फाउंडर है वो, recently in news. So definitely we would expect questions on artificial intelligence in the coming prelims and mains examination. उसको फायर किया, फिर से ले लिया माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, ठीक है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट कंपनी, ठीक है, ओके। सो चैट जीपीटी, एवरीवन नोज अबाउट द चैट जीपीटी, right? So we'll talk about chat gpt, chatbots, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. What is the difference between machine learning, deep learning? What do you mean by artificial intelligence? Something like this. Robotics. Now sixth one is, you will talk about biotechnology. In biotechnology, see, remember, most of the students sitting in this classroom, they are from engineering background, and whenever I talk about bio, if I utter word bio or biotechnology, sir, ये अपने बस की बात, right? So I know you will find out some difficulties in understanding these biology related topics. Leave this topic to me, I'll take care of this. So instead of biotechnology, though it has mentioned in the syllabus biotechnology, so instead of biotechnology, I would take first biology and then I will go for biotechnology, ठीक है? तो मैं बायोलॉजी ले लूंगा। 12th स्टैंडर्ड, सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल समबडी सेज सर आई एम रीडिंग 12th स्टैंडर्ड एनसीईआरटी, 12th स्टैंडर्ड बायोलॉजी रिलेटेड एनसीईआरटी, आई एम नॉट getting anything, or I find very difficult to read all those biology related topics, you can attend my lecture, right? So we will literally we will take uh, जेनेटिक टॉपिक also, सेल बायोलॉजी, क्या हो सकता है क्या नहीं हो सकता है, डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग, रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी, वैक्सीन डेवलपमेंट, genetically modified crop, what are the issues related to genetically modified crop, बीटी ब्रिंजल का इशू है, what are the problem being faced by government of India or Indian agriculture regarding this crop, why we need biotechnology related method to bring evergreen revolution, because our prime minister made a statement that we do not just need green revolution, we want evergreen revolution. So evergreen revolution, we need to bring the technology related to biotechnology, right? So I would take biology first and biotechnology. So instead of biotechnology, in bracket you will write biology also, okay? So biology, biotechnology, robotics, artificial intelligence, and one more topic is ये लिखा. So seventh topic is nanotechnology. Now nanotechnology, ठीक है? Nanotechnology is very short topic, nothing much happened in the nanotechnology, right? But still UPSC has mentioned this particular topic in the syllabus, so definitely we will talk about this thing. That is seventh topic is what? And nanotechnology, ठीक है? In the nanotechnology we will study about all these breakthroughs, ठीक है? तो 1 या 2 लेक्चर वाला टॉपिक है, जल्दी हो जाएगा. Nanotechnology. And eighth topic is, I will talk about some current news related to defense. Remember one thing, defense related things you will find out in internal security, but in order to understand the technological details, or in order to understand the technological applications of all those defense related news, we will take these topics. So I'll take only few topics, like for example, what is the difference between cruise missile and these ballistic missile, right? What are the different ballistic missile, what are the cruise missile? I'll talk about the defense preparedness of India, we'll talk about some missile defense system, and some Indian breakthroughs, right? So current news related to defense. So this is the tentative list of topics I'm going to take in subsequent lecture, right? So this is about main syllabus. And remember one thing, whatever the list I have just made, this particular list is relevant to the preliminary examination also, remember, because particularly UPSC has not mentioned about any topics for the purpose of preliminary examination, but this is the these are the topics you will read for preliminary examination, okay? So preliminary examination, mains examination, we have discussed about essay paper. I have talked about the syllabus in the preliminary examination, mains examination, essay, right? We have talked about the interview also, and I have given you enough information about the sources also. Remember one thing, there is no any ideal source to read the technology related or science and technology related topics from any book in the market. Okay, so not much books are available in the market, and whatever the books they are available, they have now become obsolete. Obsolete means, see, the science and technology is a very dynamic subject. Hey, by the time you buy, suppose by the time you bought something, suppose iPhone 13, immediately Apple company announces iPhone 14, 15, 16. So technology हमेशा change होते रहे. So every minute, every hour, every second, you will find out the new technology crops up, right? So you cannot confine all those technological breakthroughs in the book. And after the after you publish any book, suppose मान लो एक बुक को तैयार होने के लिए 6 मंथ लगता है, लेकिन जब वो उसका टाइपिंग और पूरा प्रोसेस होता है, उसके पहले वाले 6 मंथ तक वो यूज होता है, और जब वो मार्केट में आता है वो 1 साल पुराना हो जाता है. समझ में आ रहा है? सो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड ब्रेक थ्रूज और साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड टॉपिक, not much ideal books available in the market. So my notes are enough because I constantly upgrade my notes. So my notes are enough for you for the purpose of science and technology. Leave this particular topic to me. As far as sources are concerned, we need to read, or you need to read basic NCERTs, all physics, chemistry, biology, whatever you have, from 6th standard to 10th standard. But 11th 12th standard का सिर्फ क्या पढ़ना है? Biology. Keep physics and chemistry. Remember my words. Even if you are not good enough in physics and chemistry, keep करो. नहीं समझ में आता है छोड़ दो, बिकॉज उसमें फंस जाओगे. मुझे फिजिक्स नहीं आता, मुझे केमिस्ट्री नहीं आता. So UPSC is not going to recruit scientists. UPSC is not going to recruit PhD holders. UPSC never mentioned UPSC would put only IITians and engineers and medical students. This is anybody's cup of tea. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है? तो दिमाग से निकाल दो कि मुझे साइंस नहीं आता. जितना आना चाहिए उतना एग्जाम में और क्लास में हो जाएगा. ठीक है, ओके. So this is what syllabus. Now if you have any question you can just ask me, right? So our introductory lecture is over. After some these important or some big topic or big subject lectures are over, I'll be taking these science technology related lectures, right? So this is just an introductory lecture. But whenever I take any lecture on science and technology, I begin with space or nuclear science or whatever topic you would like. Okay, so we'll start our lectures. So secure admission as early as possible, and all the best for your future examination. If you have any question, you can just ask me. Okay, okay. And remember one thing. हाँ, एक बात. Wait. See, remember, even anyone could have told you one thing, that newspapers are, you read this newspaper, that newspaper, Hindu newspaper, Indian Express newspaper, something like that. Remember one thing, nowadays newspapers are very very important, but they are not enough. Mind my statement. Nowadays newspapers are very important, but they are not enough. You can get even more information, greater information from greater information than newspaper you will find out in on internet. So your mobile would be an ideal device to get all those information. And even I would say, for the science and technology, internet would be an ideal source. Okay, apart from newspaper. So newspapers are important but not essential. So even if you skip 1 or 2 day newspaper, that would be okay. ठीक है, नहीं पढ़ा तो भी चलता है, but try to have that habit to read newspaper on daily basis. ठीक है, so thank you very much.